Whirlpool Gold Cup race meeting to wrap up KZN champion season. Joining me on the line is Alistair Cohn. Alistair, how are you doing? And then just quickly, Gold Cup next week Sunday. It's already here, and I can't believe I'm saying it, but champion season's coming to an end.
The season's coming to an end. I mean, it's crazy. I was just on a call before we started this preview talking about how quickly the season's breezed by, that we remember Gold Cup Day last year, the Whirlpool, all the success, Equus, which obviously really puts a cherry on the season, and it's always a slow burn into a new season, but can't believe how quickly it went. It felt like just the other day that UNDs were regularly in Cape Town. Looking forward to having you guys a few times leading into the summer festival again over the coming weeks and months. And really looking forward to being at Hollywoodbets Greyville on Sunday the 27th of July. For me, there are race meetings at Hollywoodbets Durbanville are absolutely unbeatable as far as a race heritage history is concerned. But for pure racing, class, grade 1 action, and races that really decide champions, Gold Cup Day is a little bit special. So really lucky to be part of it all.
Yeah, certainly can't wait for the action to get underway, and the build-up is certainly underway. Race number 1, 25 past 12, Dondo Yoki, and number 8, Windsor Silk are your joint favourites here at 18 to 10, 9 to 2 on offer about number 1, Amazonian, 11 to 2, Last in Looks, 13 to 2 about Paradise Way, double-figure odds about the bottom 3. Alistair, a race that's not going to take a lot of winning. Your thoughts?
No real thoughts here, Raheel. I'm going to be short and sweet. The key horse is number 4, Paradise Way. Nathan Klink takes her out for Alec Laird. First runner for Hollywood for Alex. So let's see how this daughter of Canford Cliffs goes. She will not have to be too special to arrive on debut. Don Deyaki's got blinkers on, inside draw. The penultimate start of Don Deaki makes her a winning chance. Her last start doesn't make her a winning chance, but I think back to 1,000 meters, she's worth another go, although I wouldn't get carried away. And then the two big improvers, or the likely improvers in the race, easy to find. Number 1, Amazonian, and 8, Windsor Silk. They don't come from extremely flattering form lines. It's a bit of a mixed bag. From the Valentina Balducci form line, where Amazonian finished 5.3 lengths behind, also ran a quarter of a length in front. Surprise Party has come out and won. Midnight Miracles placed. Winter Bells run a close-up 4th. Amaze Me, who was well beaten, has come out and run 4th as well. And then Windsor Silk also has a winner from that form line. Wise Counsel, who ran 2.5 lengths back, won on Thursday, and Windsor Silk was a good 5.5 lengths behind Wise Counsel on that occasion. Again, a few place getters in and around with the likes of Lilac, Snow, and also Rum de V, although well beaten, came out and did okay. So I think all in all, 1 and 2 of the race runners are the 2 that I'd lean towards, but just check the market. Number 4, Paradise Way. I haven't heard anything about her, but she need not be too special to feature in a race of this nature.
Moving along to race number 2, which will be the start of the bipot. 1 o'clock is the off time. Maiden Juvenile plate for the fillies, 1,400 meters. And here, number 4, Delaware River is your favorite at 12 to 10. Open up at 2 to 1, has shortened all the while. 33 to 10 about number 3, Concordia. Number 1, Amaze Me, is at 4 to 1. Top Shelf Teddy at 5 to 1, 10 to 1, and better bar those. Now, Stuart Pettigrew has been a bit quiet, but this filly is coming along the right way, and there's no doubt that the step up in trip will suit her down to the ground.
Yeah, Stuart Pettigrew's been through the wars in the last month, not just as yards form, but good to see him back at work. Delaware River from draw 7. Draw 1's other ones I want to talk about. We'll get there in a moment. Delaware River from a deepest draw. Gavin Larena takes her out, as you mentioned, stepping up all the while. I thought a bit of a signal of intent from Pettigrew to take her to Hollywoodbets Greyville at the start of Champions season when finishing 3rd behind Royal Kailani. She just never looked at sea on the tight turning track, and I think she still did quite well to run 3rd behind a horse that I think is going to be okay, trained by Nathan Cotson. Direct winner was Dark Matter, who went off as a 9 to 10 favourite, came out and won. Everything else in behind is still languishing around the maidens, unfortunately. But I think Delaware River has found the right type of opening to get out the maidens. She deserves her place at the top of the board. A couple of others that I think deserve a little bit of a mention. Interesting, number 5, Leanne's Love, was scratched on Thursday through to Urticaria, so she'll be able to take her place here on Saturday. Well-bred daughter of Rafif. She's not done much yet, but she might be open to to improve. 7 Top Shelf Teddy definitely open to improve from the Sean Terry yard. He's also been a little bit quiet, but we know how he goes on Gold Cup Day, so I'd imagine the tap's really going to open up soon. Callum Murray takes a ride. That's the best form line on offer. Is 12 lengths behind enough to win? I have my doubts, but Jazz Pianist has won. Stone of Scoom keeps running places. Fiery Rose, who ran second, keeps running places. Limerick Lace, I think, may have just sort of rushed a little bit too soon into a fair level. So that's the horse that I think is going to potentially trouble number 4, Delaware River. And 8, Zara Dominia did nothing exciting on debut, but there was talk for her first up. There was a little bit of support for her in the market, number 8, Zara Dominia. Prize at extra distance and has drawn one with a light weight. I wouldn't be singing from the rooftops, but I think she's got a top 4 chance. So 4 hard to beat in the first leg of the bar pot. I'd be comfortable with bankering her in the bar pot, but she might be toppled by one of the improvers 5 and 7 as far as the winner is concerned.
Moving along to race number 3, start off the place accumulator up next. 13:35 is the off time. It's a maiden juvenile plate over the 1400 meters. Favorite is number 1, Big Joe. This is the son of the United States from the Mike and Matthew de Kock yard. 3-1 into 14-10. Number 4, Jabari Timber at 2-1. Carnarvon 7-1. Palace Attack 8-1. It's 10-1. And better ball those. Alistair, I like the value of number 6, Palace Attack in this race. Finished behind Jan van Gooyen last time out, and that form line has held up quite nicely. And the extra distance, I think, is going to be right up his alley.
Yeah, so Raheel, there's a bit of form to work with here as opposed to the first 2 races. I think this could be quite a hot little maiden juvenile plate. Palace Attack is a half-brother to Fire Attack, who runs on the Grade 1 Champions Cup next Sunday, also trained by Alec Laird. Calvin Abib takes her out on Palace Attack. Richard Faries on Fire Attack. Definite scope to improve, trying the extra distance. A bit of an awkward draw to overcome. He ran behind Carnarvon last time, but I'm on the same camp as you. I think that he's good value to turn around that half a length deficit between the two. Just for the fact that he hits the line with quite a bit in hand. I think he's a bit of a late developer, but the runs are going to do him a world of good, and he is one of the leading chances here. I haven't heard a word, and I do normally get a little bit of info from the de Kock yard, but Hollywood Racing do send their information out to the presenter, so let's hope that they give that info out. Plus, also the de Kock team are very proactive on social media with their runner reports going in for sort of days in advance. So just check the media for comments about number 1, Big Joe. They do have a good line here with Jan van Gooyen, obviously having representing quite a few form lines in the race, representing 3 of the 10 rivals in the race, of which 2 have legitimate chances. The horse of the race runners that I'm going to lean towards, though, is Jabari Timber, number 4 on the card, Raheel. I was just encouraged with the debut. He completely run off his feet by the last Duke who won. Finished 4 lengths ahead of the third horse. There's only been 1 runner from the form line, and it was a well-beaten horse, 13 lengths behind, who did nothing subsequently. But I like how this horse sort of quickened over the closing stages, Jabari Timber, and I think there's going to be a little bit more to come going over 1,400 metres for the first time. Is that form of the last Duke going to match up with Jan van Gooyen? That remains to be seen. My gut feel is it probably won't, but Jabari Timber's got that scope to improve. So I make him the most interesting runner in the first leg of the place accumulator. So falls an inclusion. If there is support and positivity about number 1, Big Joe, he'll go in. If there isn't, number 6, Palace Attack will be my backup to number 4.
1, 4, and 6, 3 horses to play around here in race number 3 on the program. And Palace Attack, a bit of value there at 8-1. Moving on to race number 4, start off the pick 6, 1,000 meters, the distance, maiden plate. Number 1, Jet Karari. Number 8, True Hero. Joint favourites at 22-10. Chili Marmalade at 7-2, 9-2. Summer Shade 8-1, and better ball those. Now there's a first timer here, True Hero, son of Captain of All, from the Roy Magna yard, and this horse will not need to be any special to win on debut.
Well, I mean, when the rivals are Jet Karari and Summer Shade, Raheel, you kind of know what you're staring at. Doesn't have to be good at all. Is related to the horse trained by Louis Goos and Ibele. It's a full brother to Ibele, who won on debut, funny enough. I think it was the first juvenile winner of the season, and has maintained form, but without winning again, as Ibele. Look, not that Ibele is a superstar, but if he is as good as Ibele, he'll win this race. Will number 8, True Hero. Roy Magna trains. Raymond Danielson takes her out. They were close up a few times on Thursday. Again, check the market, but again, the market might not be the greatest gauge in a race of this nature. As you say, he's joint favourite at the moment, but it might sort of just be because of the lack of depth in this race. So if there is support, it might just be because the others are of a certain level. Interesting, between Summer Shade and Jet Ferrari, they've met each other a few times, and the scoreline is 3-1 to Summer Shade by my judgment. So there's a little bit of food for thought. I think number 7, Secret Warriors, worth another go here over 1,000 meters. Raheel, this is the value in the race. I wouldn't leave him out of anything. His one run over 1,000 meters was his best start behind Mr. Wilson. His runs over 1,200 meters and certainly over 1,400 meters aren't the most flattering around. I think coming back in trip with blinkers on James de Harbour, that this could be a horse that's likely to pop up. So both sons of Captain of All, I think, got the 2 key horses in the first leg of the Pick 6. Thankfully, from a Pick 6 perspective, we don't need the first timer. So I'd go with the race runners 1, 2 and 7 as my Pick 6 numbers in the first leg.
That's race number 4. Next up, race number 5, a start of Jackpot 1. Middle stakes, 2,400 meters is the distance, 14:45 the off time. Aladdin's Lamp, 9 to 10 favorite, 20 drachmas at 5-1. Vesuvio, 5-1. Fetching Flyer at 5-1 as well. I'll breeze over 11 to 2, 16-1. Arumagam, and then second base is at 25-1. Aladdin's Lamp arrives in terrific form, having won his last 2, and he steps up in distance to the 2,400 meters, but get the indication that the distance will suit him quite nicely.
I'm not convinced, I must be honest. Look, done nothing wrong in Joburg. 3 starts, a good second, and 2 fluent wins where he potentially won easy in the margin suggested. The mare was an out-and-out sprinter, was Little Genie. Master of My Fate can get them to stay. Not all of them, but he can get them to stay. He's found a new lease on life on the half-felt, has number 6 Aladdin's Lamp under James Crawford. I'm loath to leave him out, but the support leaves me a little bit dicey about him, because I think he's going to be challenged over a mile and a half, I must be honest. 2 horses that I want to talk about. Number 2, Breeze Over. He's a fair deal better than the penultimate start, obviously, over 3,200 meters. And last time over a trip short of his best, he did not disgrace himself. He hit the line with a lot in hand, beaten 3.5 lengths by Hawkbill. This is the horse that I think is most interesting in the race. He's won the Aquanaut before. He can be a deadly front runner on a track that's running fast with no pace in the race. He's going to have things his own way. He's going to be a difficult horse to peg back if he's in the mood, number 2, Breeze Over. So I'm going to lean towards him as my top choice. And then number 7, Fetching Flyer, 49 kilos on her back. She mixes her form to a ridiculous degree. She ran in a Pinnacle plate last time out, i.e. much stronger. She carried 55.5 kilos, and she did not disgrace herself behind United Council. If Garish Samabertia can just sort of keep things together over a mile and a half, she's a very, very dangerous runner, number 7, Fetching Flyer, with the lightweight, and she could be the type of filly that sort of goes in the same mold as Explosive Bond from the same stable, go through sort of those nice long-distance staying races for fillies. I think that she's got the game to be quite effective. I think everything just came a little bit too soon for her last season, and now she's probably in the swing of things to develop and step up a notch or 2. And if she is going to go on that track, then I think that she's going to be a live chance in the opening leg of Jackpot 1. So 2, 7 and 6 in that order, the horses that I'm going to suggest in the first leg of Jackpot number 1, which is not my suggested bet. That's the second jackpot.
That's race number 5. Tricky race to get Jackpot 1 underway. Race number 6 next up, and the 6th race gets underway at 3:20. 2,000 meters the distance. It's an MR80 handicap, where the Ultimate King is your 15 to 10 favorite. 3-1 about American Rebel, 5-1 about number 7 in Flame. It's 7-1 about Banner Bridge, 8-1 and better for those. Alistair, I didn't think you'd, I'm sure you'll admit this, you probably didn't expect to see him in Flame and Banner Bridge running in the same race ever, but they meet one another here, and then we've got the Ultimate King, who's quite highly rated.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about the 2 Dawson runners. Great to have a 100% strike rate on Thursday. Yards in good form going into what is going to be a very big day next Sunday, hopefully with some good chances. But anyway, all will be revealed. Let's start with my horse, number 6, Banner Bridge. Is in the same shape as he's always in. He'll run his race as he always does. If he's good enough to beat the Ultimate King, that all remains to be seen. But definite top 4 capabilities. He's just such a soldier. He's turning 9 in just over 2 weeks' time. What a horse he's been, and he's showing no signs of stopping. I went to go say hello to him during the week. Head in the main stranger, loving life, loves everybody except the person who pays the bills. Always has a snap at me, but yeah, he'll run his race. Number 6, Banner Bridge, top 4 value. If he won the race, I'll take it with both hands. But do I think he's better than a progressing 3-year-old in the form of the Ultimate King? I think the Ultimate King would have to run below expectations, and Banner Bridge would have to sort of run above what he's done in his last 2 starts to win. Number 7, In Flame, I've documented a few times on the show. What he shows at home is 0. What he shows at the races is a very pleasant surprise. His last run over a mile. So this was always the plan, this race over 2,000 meters, because he does 0 at work. It was always the idea to run him over a mile and set him up for this 2,000 meter race. He won a week maiden, to be fair, his penultimate start, but he hit the line with so much in hand last time as well, did number 7, In Flame. And it seems like in racing, he's just learnt the trade. Can he beat a horse that's targeting the Betway Summer Cup? I do have my reservations. I mean, I suppose I'll always be biased against In Flame because I know of what he's all about at home. But can't knock a horse that since a break and since going off to the farm and coming out and surprising everybody. Maybe I'm shortchanging him. But number 2, the Ultimate King, without doubt the key horse in the race. He was an entry for the Hollywoodbets Durbanville. I know that he's targeting the Betway Summer Cup. I know they want to try get him in off the right way towards the bottom of the scale. Draw 1 with Gavin Larena on board. Yeah, he is taking on those grizzled veterans now, which are going to pose more of a challenge. But he does look like he's heading in the right direction, and under no illusions, he's going to be the horse that they all need to beat, and I do think a hard horse to beat at that.
Moving along to race number 7 next up, and the 7th race gets underway at 4 p.m. 1,600 meters, classified stakes. Favorite here, number 3, Lava County at 5-2. Unsolved Riddle is a 7-2 shot. 9-2, Rosie Lemon, Sheets and Goggles at 11-2. It's an 8-1 and better bar those. Now, Lava County won last time out, Shetty's maiden tag, and that was over 1,500 meters. Getting the hang of things late on in the day, steps up in trip, given an opening mark of 87. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes against these older horses.
Yeah, quite right. Look, he stepped up in distance with aplomb last time, and Gavin was very impressed with how he went about his business on that occasion, and suggested don't mess around, get him straight into the same type of trip. He hit the line with a lot in hand. He never looked like he was going to win the race. Had it been an extra 100 meters, he would have won doing cartwheels. And this classified level against older horses will be a good gauge. The record of 2-year-olds in classified stakes is pretty good. And although he didn't beat much of substance last time out, the way that he won was very encouraging. For me, his best run was 2 lengths behind Tin Pan Alley. He was on a wet track at the Val, but he showed a little bit of mettle on that occasion, did number 3, Lava County. He's heading in the right direction, he's doing very well at home, and he's definitely got a winning chance. Is he a banker in all bets? The answer is no, because I think he takes on some horses here that need to be respected. One Impact Investor, that run to the Ultimate King straightens out. I don't think consistency is a strong point. He's a very good looking son of Gimme the Green Light as Impact Investor, and also hails from an informed yard. And always the horses that run in Durban, they come back to Joburg or go back to Cape Town. They go back home, and their first run back is generally a good one. So number 1 Impact Investor got to go in the play. 2 Unsolved Riddle was all over a winner at the penultimate start, got outrun by Sovereign's Call. Last time, again, not disgraced behind Clarkson, ran his race. There was support for him. He's in good spirits at the moment as number 2 Unsolved Riddle. Pierce Stratham takes a ride again, ridden him once before when he nearly won, so he's considered. Number 5 Spy Story I'm putting in only because wherever Unsolved Riddle is, Spy Story ought to be right there. 2 kilos better off for that last run, and again with the Sovereign's Call form, Spy Story comes in very well treated at the weights again, 2 kilos better off, so there should be little to choose. And then down the page, number 10 Sheets and Goggles also went into my second jackpot off that lightweight with a fillies allowance and a classified stakes. Hard to argue against her. So I've got half the field in the race, 1, 2, 3, 5 and 10.
Yeah, that is race number 7, a competitive contest over 1,600 meters. Moving along to race number 8, penultimate race on the day. It's an MR96 set to be run over 1,800 meters, 16:35 the off time. Number 3, Hawkbill, your 7-2 favorite. Number 10, Banak at 4-1. 9-2 about the 7 horse On Target. Mount Darwin at 5-1. Don't Cry For Me, a 6-1 shot along with Pioneer Square. 8-1 Star Coin, 20-1. And better about the balance. Scratched is number 1, Home of the Brave. Alistair, race number 8. What's your thoughts here?
very, very open race as always. A few horses that have been on my radar for a while. The horse that I'm going to suggest as my top choice is going to be number 8, Mount Darwin. He runs well fresh, does the son of Ideal World. Comes back from a mini break. Cabello Matsanyani takes her out, beaten by what I think a very smart horse in the form of Kamensky last time. Banging at the door. If the yard was in better heart, I'd be very confident about Mount Darwin's chances. He's remained consistent, therefore the handicapper hasn't had any reason to drop him down the ratings. He seems to be close to his best over this type of trip as well, number 8, Mount Darwin. So just for pure consistency, he's a horse that I think has a live chance. Number 10, Baynak. It's also done very well. James Crawford trains and Callum Murray takes her out. Cheap pieces go on. Whenever Crawford puts cheap pieces on, there's generally a little bit of magic to come. 3 runs back, ran behind immediate edge, was given time off, and he's come back in very good spirits as Baynak. I think going forward, 1,600 metres might be a little bit on the sharp side. He just got undone last time by Lost Carter Pass, but it was a good effort in defeat down the Vaal Straight, and he might be in his happy place going this type of trip on this type of track around the turn. So number 10, Baynak, got to go in the play. There's absolutely nothing in the pedigree that says he'll stay, but he certainly does seem to be more effective over more than 1,600 metres. Number 11, Pioneer Square, very nice horse. He shows a little more than Inflame at work, but he's never really given the impression that he's as consistent as what he is. He's got a deep draw, but he's got a light weight. He's been entered all over the place as Pioneer Square, but he never gets a draw. But now time is up. There's a race for him in about 3 weeks' time, which we think is winnable. But you can't run him in 3 weeks' time on the back of it. What's going to be a 90-day break, he's going to need the run. So this is to dust off the cobwebs. If he is every possibility he'll run a big race, because he's just that type of horse who gives us all on the racetrack. But there is a bigger picture with number 11, Pioneer Square, and then numbers 2 and 7 also got to go into the play. Don't Cry for Me, I think it's a little bit better on a soft track, but having run in 2 feature races behind Schwarzenegger, who's emerging as a very exciting horse on the half felt, and then number 7, On Target, if he doesn't need the run too bad. It's a big ask going 1,800 metres back from a long break, but he's a very nice horse in the making, and number 7, On Target, so I've included him. I've left out the favourite, number 3, Hawkbull. Let's see how he goes under Gavin Arena. This horse has got a mind of his own. He's wild on race days, number 3. Not wild in behaviour, but he's just got his own ideas. He'll be sniffing roses towards the outside rail, 10 lengths behind the second last horse at the top of the straight. He can run them down. Let's see if he can be the good Hawkbull rather than the bad Hawkbull.
Yeah, he's a horse that certainly has a mind of his own, number 3, Hawkbull, but on his day, he can certainly win in a race of this nature. But that's race number 8, lots of form to work with. Race number 9, final race on the program, 1,400 meters is the trip. It's an MR82, 5:05 is the off time. Favorite is horse number 1, Obsidian, at 5-2. Palace Prince, 33-10. Gregarious, 11-2. Sea Shanty, 13-2 shot. And then you can get 8-1 and better about the balance. Now, Obsidian, he won a very nice race last time out, beating Birthright, who has subsequently come through to frank that form. But the handicapper certainly got a hold of him. 8-point penalty for that success. Can he defy the handicapper, Alistair?
I spoke to Johan on Thursday, and he thinks he can. The one Achilles heel that he thinks his horse might have is that he would have wanted to go 1,600 metres, but he kept pulling miserable draws over a mile, so he's taken the option to run sort of from a middle standing draw over 1,400 metres, number 1, Obsidian. Johan thinks that this is a horse that's well and truly on the right track, and he's not concerned about the penalty. Like I said, if something does undo, and it'll be the drop to 1,400 metres. He's got a lovely turn of foot, got a lovely action about him. In my book, he should have actually won his penultimate start when he ran 3rd behind Sail the Sky, and if you use that as a little bit of motivation, then he could have been ahead of the 87 that he's currently allocated. As you mentioned, hacked up last time when beating Birthright. Birthright finally won again during the week. He's got to be a live chance, number 1 on the card, Obsidian. This 2-year-old, number 12, Palace Prince, he's got something about him. He's got a very light ways as well. His last stop behind Royal Horizon, I expect a little bit better because of the way that he's finished off his races to date. But just off this lightweight, the family are really prolific. This has done St. John Gray a wonderful service over the years. This Dance Alley, therefore Dance with the Devil, and a number of others from this family that have really lit up the green with the white rings. I think he's on the right track, number 12, Palace Prince, and if he doesn't win, I think he'll go close. Whatever happens, he's a horse to keep an eye on in the future. If there was one other I'd put in who I haven't put in, it would easily be number 10, Sea Shanty. The draw put me off, but from his last second, winners have come in the Birthright and Streisand. Streisand won on Thursday, so there have been a few winners out of that form now where Sea Shanty ran a gallant second behind Richard I. But Obsidian definitely the key horse in the race. I think he's the one that they all need to beat, but 12 does keep me interested.
That's race number 9, Obsidian, Palace Prince, and then perhaps I look for number 10, Sea Shanty, at about 6-1 in the market. We're going to move along to suggested bet now. Alistair will take us through suggested bet jackpot 2, and it begins with the running of race number 6 at 3:20. Alistair, take it away.
So the bar pot arrived on Thursday, which is obviously good news. Form has been of good standards. So let's hope that continues. 2, 6, 7, and 8 on the first leg. The Ultimate King, Banner Bridge, and Flame. And I put Chabal in as well because wherever Banner Bridge and Chabal are, they should be next to each other. 1, 2, 3, 5, and 10. Impact Investor, Unsolved Riddle, Lava County, Spy Story, and Sheets and Goggles. Looking for a result on the penultimate leg. That's where I think we might get a little bit of a lift. 2, 7, 8, 10, and 11. Don't Cry For Me, On Target, Mount Darwin, Baynak, and Pioneer Square. And final leg 1 and 12, Obsidian and Palace Prince.
That is jackpot 2. 200 Rand is what it costs for one full unit, and it begins with the running off race number 6. Alistair, thanks very much. All the best. Have a wonderful weekend.
Yeah, same to you, Raheel. Thanks so much. As always, keep up the great work, and really looking forward to next week.
Yeah, enjoy racing over the weekend, especially on Saturday out at the Big T.